Merry Christmas, Mark.
Merry Christmas, Paul.
You don't look like you're having a very good Christmas.
Just looking at the last page to Absolute Superman, and man, it's a gut punch.
It's very sad, isn't it? A couple of
Gut.
sad things happen in that. We're going to talk about count them, three different absolute issues, four absolute heroes. We're going to get to all of them right after this. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're alerted whenever we upload new content. And leave us a comment. Let us know how we are doing. Um, End of the year, we got three different absolute comics that came out this week, including the return of everyone. Well, maybe not everyone's favorite, Martian Manhunter. Um,
Yay!
the, the only Green Man that Mark wants to see at Christmas time is the Grinch.
Yeah,
Um, but so let's deal with that first. The return of the absolute Martian Manhunter,
I like how you
including
put that, Paul. Let's deal with that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so this happened. Um, we have part three. We have our third occurrence of Martian Vision. Um, yeah,
That's the official title of this arc, Martian
is it?
Vision.
I don't know.
I don't know what is this story even called at this point. To
Uh,
catch people up, Absolute Martian Manhunter was the only absolute title that was originally solicited as a miniseries. Only 6 issues. Depending on the sales, they would choose to extend it or not. They chose to extend it based on the pre-sales for issue number 1. So it took a hiatus and it's back with whatever story this is called.
yes, it is kind of I would say it's an acquired taste. There are some people who absolutely love it that I know, when there are other people not so much. Um, but we basically fall right back in with John Jones. Basically, if you recall, at the end of he kind of separated from his wife, but he goes back to work. Um, he thinks he has defeated the White Martian at the end of issue number 6. We
Yeah,
come
he's
to
been on a
find,
3-month
yeah,
sabbatical from work, right? Isn't that what they
right,
said?
yeah. We come to find out in this issue that through his discussions with the Martian Manhunter, that you don't really ever defeat or kill the White Martian.
Yeah,
Um,
kind of like all the other 6 issues. It's hard to nail down like a linear story.
right.
That's the point of these things. You kind of just hop around through this trippy narrative with John Jones, the Martian, whatever random characters they bump into. And by the end of it, you can kind of put together a theme of the story and maybe pull out a couple of points that might become important or points of exposition. And that's one that you just mentioned, that you can't actually kill one of these because though he's called a Martian, he's not a Martian, which they say. And they point out that they kind of like matter. It can't be destroyed. It could just change its state of existence.
Right.
There was a moment where John Jones kind of asks him, "What exactly are you?" And he reiterates what he told us in the previous 6 issues. Like you really won't be able to comprehend it, and I really am not even capable of explaining it in this form of existing. And he says, "Well, do it anyways." And you basically just see like what appears to be like a string of light busting through panels, which could possibly be realities. I don't know, bouncing around, hitting what looks like it could be the Rock of Eternity and fracturing into a white and black beam of light, as well as like the whole Pink Floyd effect with the colors coming out the other end of it. But we get no explanation of what that is, what that means, or anything like that. But this page with no dialogue is how he explains what he is. So I thought that might come back to be important down the road. It might not. Who knows? It might just be a fun artistic way of saying we're not going to explain it to you. You can't understand it, just like John Jones can't understand it. But when it hits that black rock, it breaks into white and green.
Mhm.
And then the other colors fly out the backside, which the focus does not stay on the other colors. But it made me think like of the emotional spectrum, you know?
Yeah,
That's
it does. And
what
all of those other colors are the colors that we see other characters kind of having floating out of them, as
yeah,
opposed
throughout
to
the whole series, whenever you
right.
see him talking to people, it's almost like this rainbow smoke that is emitting from people at all times.
Right.
So yeah, who knows what any of it means? Like we're seeing this new thing where he's walking around looking at people and they have black, gray, white, and red smoke around him. He goes back to work and there's white, gray, red, and black stuff on the wall, and even asks someone, "Did y'all redecorate?" And like, no, you're seeing stuff. Even the panel when they're talking about the white Martian can't be killed, that panel is represented in white, gray, black, and red. So that's clearly something that's going to have to do with this story arc, is that combination of colors, being that it was the white with the white Martian in the last one. So maybe it'll be like the next form of the white Martian or something new introduced, but it'll definitely have, they're gonna have to do with those colors.
Yes, and we see when at the very end where we get our Martian vision. Basically, is for more those who don't know, Martian vision is you can hold up a page, hold it up to a light. On the back side of the page, there is one thing, and so when you hold up the light, it kind of comes through to the front page, so you can see them both at the same time, but they're drawn kind of like on separate planes almost. But they form one picture when you hold it up to the light.
Yeah, it's a great
Um,
way for them to burn two pages for the cost of one.
Exactly. But we see John Jones' I'm gonna say ex-wife, but estranged wife maybe. Um, she and he both have some gray smoke coming out of them at one point when they're laying in bed, and then we see some gray smoke as well from her, which basically maybe she's going to be the one that's going to be the the antagonist or protagonist in this next six
I
issues.
think it's his kid, isn't it? His kid's like
What is
possessed
it?
and they don't know it yet. Yeah, his kid's possessed by something,
Mm,
like playing with his toys all maniacally, represented in the first page like being like four times too big and like sitting on the couch like 4x the size of his mom. Just
mm,
I don't know. We get a little epilogue at the end of what appears to be aliens getting ready to torture a guy. Then a phone rings and they kind of expose themselves to the guy on the table as just being a bunch of suits tricking him to. So basically, we get like a Department of Truth thing. A guy gets a phone call to go sew a seated a seat in Middleton to try to throw people's attention off the trail of something else. So you have this shadowy organization that goes and does like some supernatural UFO style stuff to mess with the narrative back in places, and they're being sent to John Jones' neck of the woods. The guy on the table is like, "Wait a minute, y'all aren't aliens. I know my rights. I don't pay tax," and they just shoot the guy in the head. So we're going to have a little bit of government agency spooks involved with it, which makes sense for anything alien related.
mm.
So maybe they'll be onto the Martian in this story arc. I don't know. Who knows is the point I'm trying to make. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
That's right. Only five more months till it's over.
Oh,
um, Absolute Wonder Woman sees the first of a two-part. It's two-part, but each part is kind of separate in itself. So you don't really need to read both of them at the same time, but together they do form a nice. They will form a nice two-parter. But we see the first absolute team-up is here between Absolute Wonder Woman and Absolute Batman.
it's kind of a
Uh,
big deal, right?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. With a mention of Absolute Superman in here as well. So
First off, I just want to, we pointed it out before. Hayden Sherman has some of the best panel layouts in
yeah,
all of comicdom.
and he's trying to give Dan Moore a run for how many issues kind of because he's still writing. Well, I think he just ended, but he was doing Batman Dark Patterns as well.
Yeah.
Um,
But this was a good one. It starts out at Gateway City with Veronica Cale talking to somebody on a computer about needing to address some stuff with these supers and everything. And she's like, "I'm on the job. I got
right.
it."
But she sees some things that she thinks she might need the help of a detective, and so she creates the absolute bat signal, um, which is
Yeah, yeah.
big.
I guess that's the first bat signal we see, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like this big green, glowing, magically looking bat symbol up in the sky. And Batman stopping some criminals, he sees it and says, "What is that?" And he goes to it, where he encounters Wonder Woman for the first time on top of a building. They
Right. And she basically, as they're talking, they introduce themselves to each other. Um, she says, I'm doing magic. He asks, define magic. She says basically it's kind of like, it's advanced chemistry with stuff that you just don't understand yet. So, um, kind of like a quick abracadabra type thing. It's just future tech that we don't understand yet.
Yeah,
That's magic. But she needs
that's
some help, um, because there have been people that have been killed in Gotham, and there has been a clue, that the symbol, which kind of matches what's the one that's on her arm, has been left at each of the scenes as well.
the mark of Hecate.
Right.
Hecate being the deity that she follows, one of many. So she's worried that this has something to do with her. So she wants someone to help investigate it.
Yep.
And before you know it, they're off to investigating it. She gives him a little talisman along the way and says like, "Hey, we'll take this since we're dealing with magic. And if your flesh ever touches this, it will call me to you. So if you need help, I'll come running." So they head out miles outside of Gotham to the Slaughter Swamp. So this is the second time now
Mhm.
in the Absolute universe that we have visited Slaughter Swamp. Once in the annual,
Mhm.
now in this, which is cool because bodes well for Solomon Grundy.
There you go. Exactly. Yep. Absolutely. Um, so they do some things. They basically find what is kind of like the equivalent of would be like a golem, in the Jewish faith, which is basically someone that is made of clay but imbued with human spirits.
And it was at this point that I thought that we were getting Solomon Grundy. I'm like,
Yeah,
wait
yeah,
a minute, wait a minute. Yeah, but they see the room, all the burned candles, the ritualistic symbols, all written in blood, and they're analyzing it all, realizing that something's off with this. It's not actually what I thought it
right.
was. I'm seeing clues that this might be like something else.
Correct. And so we then see, as they're starting to investigate further, we then see something start to try to take over Diana. And it basically, what she does, she loses a lot of limbs. She's on her like her fourth or fifth limb, I think already. I mean, we're only 15 issues in. But she basically cuts off her arm that has the symbol on it, to kind of try and deter whatever is trying to take her over, and to help Batman in this fight.
Yeah, for those who came in late, Wonder Woman's tattooed arm isn't a real arm. It's tattooed because that's a magic spell putting a fake arm where she has no arm.
Mhm.
So she felt this power coming over her. They realized that this ritual isn't to raise a golem, it's pretty much a voodoo doll. Like they're about to control Wonder Woman. They're using it to puppet her, and she feels that control coming over her. So she drops the arm in a tactical move. She's like, "Yo, if you're about to have to deal with someone controlling me, I can at least try to help you out by not having two arms." So now
Right.
we have Batman having to deal with a remote controlled, uh, beefed out Wonder Woman trying to fight him, and it's a pretty cool fight. Axe to the leg, throwing each other around. He's kind of getting ragdolled, and then he remembers he has the talisman, so he
Right.
reaches out for it. Ultimately, finally getting his fingers on it, and that draws Diana back in her clear-headed form.
Yes, because that was what the talisman was designed to do. She gave it to him, saying, "Hey, if you ever need me, just put this against anywhere, but it has to be against flesh, and I will and call out to me, and I will appear." Um,
And it worked.
and so that's basically what she does. Um, and then the whole building kind of goes up in flames, and we find that they basically are saying, "Hey," that's when they start talking and saying, "Hey, you know what's up with this? This Superman. Do you know anything about him too?" So,
Yeah, we cut back to Veronica Kale's
mhm,
office where she
yeah,
bangs a black hand down on a table saying, "Damn it." And the voice on the other end of the line says, "I take it, it means you blew it. Any chance ever caught in the blast?" She said, "Doubtful." She's saying this while she's putting a glove on, covering her hand. So she's got some kind of hidden abilities or something going on. So it's revealed that she's talking to Mr. Grimm on the other end. So she's talking to Joker. So
Mhm.
Veronica, Kale, and Joker, like we saw in Absolute Evil, are just pulling their resources together to try to address some of the meta-human problems appearing in this absolute world.
Yeah. Um, is it absolute evil or is it absolute justice?
Yeah, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, and then we're basically, the two of them, basically say, hey, it was great getting to know you. Should we do something and kind of, contact this absolute Superman as well? Um, and
With the panel shaped
with the
like the Superman
exactly,
crest.
yeah, exactly. And we promise, that we'll get another an absolute Batman number 16. We'll get to again second part, but not really a second part. It's not a continuation of this story because this story is one and done. But the two of them do complement each other when put together. So
Yeah, the next issue with Absolute Batman is promising to have Zatanna, right?
I believe so. Yeah. Yep.
Thank God.
Yep. And then we get to what I think was the best of the three. Um, Absolute Superman number 14. We see the finale of the battle for Kansas um, going on, and it starts with Clark seeing Crypto, seeing his parents. His mind is back on Krypton, but not for long because as soon as he sees both Crypto and his parents, he's then struck by what I can only assume is a kryptonite blade that kind of does its thing.
Yeah, he was having the vision of home, happy to talk to his parents, and they were telling him it's time to come home right as he's like just slashed by
Right.
Ra's al Ghul and pretty much just get like a slobber knocker of a battle between these two guys. You know, Saul, his AI intelligent cape, the dust of Krypton, was corrupted by Brainiac in the last issue. So it's circling his friends Lois, Lana, Jimmy, about to kill them. And Saul is trying to hack back into Brainiac to cleanse himself. So you have Brainiac versus Saul and a hacker off. You got Ra's al Ghul just
Doing
being
his
very
doing his
brutal.
yeah, doing his best General Zod thing that says basically you're a Kryptonian. You need to, you know, um, basically show him who you are, and you need to rule this world as my son.
Yeah,
Basically,
you
kind of
got
thing.
him screaming no and lighting him up with his eye lasers. Talia telling the guard stand down. He bathes in toxic saunas all the time. Like he's very resilient. This Ra's al Ghul. He's more like a Vandal Savage more than a Ra's al Ghul that we're used to. But you just have like just ultimately defeated group of good guys here. You have the town folk at the end of the peacekeepers' guns. You have Raz just beating up Superman, going back and forth till ultimately uh, Soul kind of comes back in. I guess that's really the next like real point beyond just the back and forth. And Soul comes in, gets a little bit control back, and comes to Superman's aid, and he forms him up as a sword.
Mhm.
Ends up having like a little sword off, which was super cool.
That was a great center center panel. So yes, so we have that, but we also are led to believe that Saul is actually is no more. So he basically, in order to help defeat Brainiac, who was controlling him, he basically gives himself up to make sure that Brainiac can't control him by basically deleting himself. Is basically how he does that. Um, we see uh, Kal-El finally defeat Ra's al Ghul. He basically admits that he's defeated. He wants him to kill him, but Cal he brings him to Pakistan, gives him to the Pakistanis to stand trial. We then find at one point he has actually cut the S crest out of his suit as part of the fight. Um, because again, he doesn't really want to be reminded of the fact that Ra's al
He's
Ghul and
lost
Krypton are
everything.
exactly that he's lost everything. So we switch then to back to Smallville, the aftermath of the battle that's there, and we see Cal goes to the nursing home or the extended care center that his mother was at, and we go to find out that she has since passed away.
But she left the box for him because she talked about him every day in her moments of clarity and said he'll be back, and I got something for him. So the the nurse in attendance, she hands him the box, and she said she didn't quite get it finished. She said you know what it meant. And then we get the final page of this heartbreaking issue where there's a note in the box that says, "From Martha and Jonathan, for our angel, our last son, Clark Kent." And he's sitting here holding this homemade suit.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, very. I mean, we have the demise of Saul. We see his mother has passed away. We see, the gift that was given, that she left for him. Um, but we see him finally defeat Ra's al Ghul as well. So the Battle of Kansas is over. But has he lost more than he's won? Who knows?
Oh, it was a dang good issue, man.
Yeah, really was. Um, and again, it's like kind of like with the absolute Batman annual. It's not the big drawn out fights that I think are the best moments of these things. It's the human parts, you know, that really to me make these issues stand out, even though they're the absolute, you know, uh,
Mm-hmm.
created by Darkseid. It's that those aren't the parts that stand out for me in these titles.
Yes,
It's the human parts.
the quiet moments are really defining the characters for
Mhm.
sure.
Absolutely. But let us know how you liked Absolute Martian Manhunter, Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Superman. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave us a comment, let us know how we're doing. There are not only no Absolute issues, but there are no DC Comics issues coming out on New Year's Eve this year. But we will be back
It's the
next
fifth
week.
week, right? It's a
It is
fifth
the fifth
Wednesday.
week. Yeah. But we will be back next week. We're going to take a quick look at what occurred in 2025 and what we're looking forward to in the Absolute Universe for 2026. But that's going to be it for this edition of DC Comics Deep Dive. As always, I am Paul. He is Mark.
But we are Legion.
And you're now leaving Sector 2815. Have a great new year.